All right, so as we build up to the inauguration of the president tomorrow, today what we're seeing, of course, in a number of provincial legislatures is the swearing in of premiers. Much of that is taking place in KwaZulu-Natal. In Mpumalanga, I beg your pardon. That's where Mandla Ndlovu is currently taking up his oath of office. In fact, he's expected to also announce members of his executive council soon after this moment. Let's listen in.
And to perform the functions of my office consciously and to the best of my ability.
So you understand and appreciate the
Yes, I appreciate.
Then raise your right hand and say, so help me God.
So help me God.
Then you may proceed. I thought you would give me a special pen for today. Thank you. You're not our premier-elect now, you are the premier. And like I said, I listened to your speech attentively the other day, so I'm not going to preach to you about the importance of an oath. From your speech, it was very clear that you understand what the oath is all about. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you very much, Judge President. We also want to take this opportunity and congratulate the Premier, like you correctly put it, is no longer Premier-elect, but is now honorable. A round of applause for that.
All right, so that's the situation inside the Mpumalanga legislature. My apologies, had a bit of a slip of the tongue there. That, of course, is Mandla Ndlovu. Mandla Ndlovu has a very different relationship with the ANC in Mpumalanga at the moment. Nonetheless, the moment that we wanted to capture for you has certainly now come and gone. The swearing-in ceremony taking place, and as I mentioned before, Mandla Ndlovu is expected to announce his executive council at any moment now. It seems, of course, he's readying himself for that, and as soon as that particular leg of today's proceedings begins, we'll certainly bring them to you live here on the SABC News channel. Welcome back, and thanks for staying with the SABC News channel. Let's take you back to the Mpumalanga legislature. That's where Mandla Ndlovu has just been sworn in as Premier. These are his initial remarks. Let's listen in.
Thank you, Chairperson of our Mpumalanga Provincial House of Traditional and Khoisan Leaders, Hoshi Mukwei. Acting Director General, Mr. Peter Nyoni, and our HODs, religious leaders, members of the media, Aufsheni, Sanbona, Elochan, Dumelang. Good morning. I would like to take this opportunity and thank Judge President Patlela for presiding over my taking the oath of office. What you have just witnessed is the completion of the process that started on Friday, the 14th of June 2024, when members of various political parties were sworn in as members of the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature, including the election of the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, and of course the election of the Premier of the province. That process has culminated in my acceptance of the responsibilities of the Premier of Mpumalanga Province, as we have all witnessed the taking of the oath of office just some minutes ago. I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to my predecessor, the former Premier of Mpumalanga Province, Mbokodo, Honorable Refilwe Mtsweni-Tsipane, for the sterling work she did during the difficult periods when the world was affected by COVID-19 pandemic And what President Ramaphosa declared as the second pandemic, that is gender-based violence and femicide. We congratulate her on being elected as the chairperson of the National Council of Provinces. Let me start by congratulating His Excellency President CR on his election as the President of the Republic of South Africa for the second term of office as the Premier of Mpumalanga Province, and the executive that is going to be appointed, and the entire government, including the people of Mpumalanga. We pledge our full support to President Ramaphosa and the national government. In accordance with Chapter 6 of the Constitution of South Africa, Section 132, read with 133, the Premier shall appoint not fewer than 5 and not more than 10 members of the Executive Council and assign them responsibilities. I'm pleased to present to you capable members of the Executive Council who will be assisting me in carrying out the responsibilities of running government. These members are, as Ms. Sasekani Janet Manzini, education. Hey, on education, you must know that there is a former MEC of Education that she always has an interest on education, Comrade Regina. She will phone and ask me, Comrade Mandla, who's going to be appointed as the MEC of Education? Why, Comrade Regina? And she said that I've got an interest, Comrade Mandla. Then we discussed at length. At a certain stage, she wanted me to be an MEC of Education, Comrade Regina. So we spoke at length with Comrade Regina, and I know that she accepted, because we have to engage up until I throw in my views, and I'm happy that the views that I throw in, the view was supported also by the Alliance and the ANC leadership that is here. Ms. Landuli Leketri Catherine Lamini is appointed as MEC for Education. Where is Comrade Kate? Now, Comrade Saseka. Sasekani? Bakboni. Comrade Sasekani, yes. There. Yes?
You didn't mention Sasekani for health.
I said health. Sasekani Janet Manzini. Education, I said, is Catherine Laming. Public Works, Roads and Transport, Mr. Tulasizwe, Simon Tom. Social Development, Ms. Brenda Ketiwe Meki. Agriculture, Rural Development, Land and Environmental Affairs, Ms. Mpumalanga Evidence Lope. Provincial Treasurer, Mr. Bonakele Amos Maju. Economic Development and Tourism, Ms. Makosa Zana Christine Masile. Culture, Sports and Recreation, Mr. Fana Vincent Mlombo. Community Safety, Security and Liaison, Mr. Kensani J. Kimasi. Bopa, Comrade J. Bopa. Sekwenele, Bopa. Zvutumilo lapha Mpumalanga. Human Settlement, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs will be Comrade Speedy Mashi. Honorable members, congratulations on your new responsibilities. But I want to ask you some few questions. Please respond to these questions. These are some of the questions that I was asked by the ANC today. I want to ask you the very same questions that I was asked by the leadership of the ANC. Can you pass through the eye of the needle? Yes. Comrade, can you pass through the eye of the needle? Yes. Is there anything that makes you ineligible to hold the position of the MEC? Do you know the priorities of the ANC manifesto? Do you know the core values of the ANC cadres? Do you know that when a cadre is appointed in a position, in a new position, she or he is incapable?
All right, so there you have it. Live visuals there coming out of the Mpumalanga legislature, where in frame there, Mandla Ndlovu, newly minted premier of the province, has just announced members of his executives. A few changes, dare I add, but there are also a few familiar names that we've come across. Of course, there's going to be a great load of interest to get a sense of what happens next in a context where the ANC only managed to get about 51% of the votes in that province. That translates to 27 seats, followed by MK with 9 seats. The ANC, of course, having their task really set in terms of retaining power in that province. And much of that is going to, I suppose, depend on the work done by this newly announced Executive Council. Of course, we'll distill through the names for you, get you a sense of what that means, and of course, what the way forward looks like for the people of